Hello everybody, Foxy Games here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV full story playthrough. It was one hell of a previous episode, wasn't it? We put an end to Nidhogg. The Dragon Song War is over. And while Ishgard is beginning to change, there are things that we have to do as a scion. But since he's over here, let's speak with our good friend Lord Artoriel. My father has relinquished the title of Count and named me as his official successor. I expected to feel different, but the truth is little has changed aside from the manner in which people address me. I am the same man I was yesterday, though I know not what the morrow may bring. I think you're gonna do just fine, my lord. Alright. Let's go ahead and speak with the knight over here, and see what we have to deal with today. Mistress Games, you are coming at a most exciting and most excellent time. An invitation from a truly preeminent personage was delivered to the manor but a short while ago. Would that you had been present to receive it, but in any event. Sir Emeric de Borel, Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and Viscount of House Borel, cordially invites Mistress Games to dine with him at his estate. Is this a date? You seem surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord had broached the subject with you at an earlier date, when the arrangements for the peace conference were still being finalized. He did say he wanted to have a drink with me. Of course, the intervening moons afforded little opportunity for leisure, but with the happy advent of peace, 'tis plain the Lord Commander sees no further cause to delay. What say you? Ooh, we could deny him? Why would you want to do that? I'd be glad to accept. Look, when someone as handsome as Sir Emeric tells you that he wants to go to dinner, you don't say no. Indeed, who would not? He will forgive me if I seem envious. See, even this guy knows. I shall send word of your acceptance to Borel Manor at once. When you are ready, pray report to the Astrologicum. They will have someone escort you the rest of the way. In other words, they didn't actually make a place for it in Ishgard. You know, the parts of Ishgard you can explore, so you're going to get rabbit-holed into it. Where is he? The Athenaeum Astrologicum. It's almost like he just said that or something. See, I told you he fancies the Warrior of Light. That guy was just talking about someone's dick size. Jesus. People in Ishgard have no chill. I mean, I guess they have all the chill because it's cold. I apologize for that. Greetings and well met, Mistress Games. I have the honor and the privilege to serve as head steward of House Borel. Though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than those of other noble families, being countable on one hand. Ahem! My lord will be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As you will soon see, we have spared no expense. I dare say a woman of action such as yourself enjoys nary a moment's respite. Aye, the battlefield beckons even now, I am sure, but for this day we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity. As I saunter in my armor. Fancy.
To think the Moogles would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn.
And let's be honest, none of the Alliance leaders ever invited us in for dinner. I'm pretty sure Emeric appreciates us more than they do.
I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days.
Yeah, we can't get too drunk, too hammered.
Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey.
Why not join me on my next?
Well, truth be told, when I think back on the sweeping vistas of the churning mists, I do feel some slight pangs of wanderlust.
You'd make a hell of a scion, Emmerich.
Alas, much as I would like to accept your invitation, I fear my present duties with the House of Lords demand my undivided attention. Someday, perhaps. By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead? The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you.
Ugh. You know, the last time I shared a drink with a noble, things didn't go so
May I ask a
well.
personal question?
But he seems just fine.
Now that the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
We don't even get to answer.
News from House Fulton?
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay. Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden. Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
You must go to them, my friend, and I shall go with you.
Never a dull moment.
For every ending marks a new beginning. From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn, as did she.
Who was that narrating? Is that a Madeleine?
Only to be drawn unto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
We'd better get in there. It was Alisaie.
Yes.
Is that...
Alisaie, Alphinaud's twin sister. She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness. I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly.
Well, she is a bit of a lone wolf.
I rescued her in the Twelves Wood, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alisaie took an arrow to the shoulder. It was only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood. We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Take heart, Master Alphinaud. She will be attended by our most skilled chirurgeons. Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
Alphinaud, is the Warrior of Light, is she with you? Don't go, there is something I must say. The Warriors of Darkness are in league with the Ascians. Slaughtering the Primals is but the first step in their plan. They make for Zelvatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must You must stop them.
I shall inform the others at once.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
Of course, we, the players, knew that the Ascians were involved somehow when we saw the Warrior of Darkness on the moon, of all places, with Elidibus. Though the fates afforded us time to share our long-delayed drink, it would seem the rest of my wine cellar will have to wait. As I am constantly reminded, there is no rest for the righteous. However much we may change and grow apart, some bonds are unbreakable. Indeed. Who's that over there? Solid? I haven't seen them before. Mistress Games, Solid. My name is Solid. I'm sorry, I've just begun working here, and I'm not... You're rather famous, you see, and... Pray excuse me. Oh, that's cute. Well, we'll leave you be. Surely they won't let her... Yes, I know. We must trust in Captain Whitecape and his chirurgeons. Did they not bring Estinian back from the very brink of death? I am uncomfortably reminded of how he mocked me for praying at his bedside for days on end. Oh. What say you, my friend? Shall we turn our attention to a matter whose conclusion we have yet the power to influence? Yes. Let's stop these warriors of darkness. So the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians are conspiring to bring about Garuda's summoning, that they might put her to the sword. Then, when we first encountered them in Lothas Noth, when they were confronting Ravana, gods, has this been their aim all along? What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much and more I do not understand, but I know this. A primal summoning cannot be ignored. Alice risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Foxy, will you accompany me to Zelfatol and help me stop the Ixal's ritual? You know I will. I'm a primal killing machine. Given that Ishgar shares a board with the Ixali homeland, we have a vested interest in the outcome of the ritual. We have been willing to suffer the Beastmen's incursions into Kurthan lands to a point, but the summoning of a primal is an escalation we cannot abide. You shall have our fastest airship, Master Alphino. The mountains of Zelfatol are not easily traversed, and this endeavor demands all haste. The gesture is most appreciated, Sir Emmerich, but I fear an aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland, after all, and Ixali dirigibles are not to be underestimated. No, experience tells me the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it would be wiser to cross into Zelfatol by the way of the mountain pass east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, I shall send instructions for a contingent of the camp's knights to be placed at your disposal. They will secure you safe passage to the mountains and escort you thence to Zelfatol. Though my men are unqualified to confront a primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Ixal. We should be glad of their assistance, Lord Edmont. In the event Mistress Alice regains consciousness, we will share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. Then let us be off. We can procure any additional supplies we require in Camp Dragonhead. Let's get going. And by that I mean let's teleport. Here we are. Have you everything you require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass is north of Nadalan and due east of Camp Dragonhead. Though it is normally guarded by a score of XIV warriors, I have been informed that House Fortum knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lies open. We need but walk through. Well, that's a fucking nice change, isn't it? All we had to do is fly. We have everything in hand here, miss. No need to worry. And may I say what an honor it is to work with you, miss. Well, thank you. Beyond this gate lies a trail which will lead us into Zelf Atoll. According to my map, it looks to be a relatively straightforward route, albeit one through exceedingly dangerous territory. Mistress Games, Master Alphino, as you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised that our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they're up to something and don't want anyone interfering. We stand ready to escort you to Zelf Atoll and aid you as you see fit. Given the numbers we're likely to encounter, a two-pronged approach may be best. While the knights and I feign a larger attack to draw the Ixal's attention, I suggest you and yours attempt to slip past their defenses and locate the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, you should only have to deal with some few patrols, but if they are not, you may be forced to do battle with the Warriors of Darkness. We'll have to see, as we make our way into Zelf Atoll. Alright, my healer is telling me that I can feel free to big pull, and you know what? I think I will. Welcome to Zelf Atoll. The queue took way too fucking long. Oh god, did they... Oh yeah, because I didn't turn on Iron Will like a dumbass. Come here. In truth, it's been a few days since I since I played. I decided to take a little break. And it was a good break. I enjoyed it. That's not necessarily true. I actually worked. I didn't take a break from life, I just took a break from this. But it's fine. See, we'll get up here, we'll pull these two, and then that'll be it. Oh, there's more than two. Throw on Sheltron just to mitigate that damage. Oh yeah, this healer's got it. Goddamn frogs, my arch nemesis. If you don't understand why, go watch my Idiots of Eorzea series. Everybody's here. Let's begin. Nuzal Hulak, the first boss of Zelf Atoll. He likes his balloon. He likes it so much that he's never gonna get off of it. This guy has pretty standard fare mechanics, with a few exceptions. Alright, he's going high up into the sky. These ads need to die. And I guess I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Oh yes, this floating turret is our main target here. For when it dies, we have to be standing right under the boss to quite literally burst his bubble. And that's just about it. Oh yeah, kill those air stones too. God, that waterfall is loud, but I guess that kind of makes sense. Waterfalls are pretty loud. You know what's not loud? This guy anymore, because he's dead. Into the mountain we go. Healer ready? Of course you are. Most of this trash is nothing special, so I'll probably skip most of it. And when I say skip, I don't mean in the dungeon, I mean in the video. Because I'm sure there's nothing more exhilarating than watching me just trudge through dungeons all day, right? Ah, but you guys are here watching an MMO. You already knew that was gonna happen. So you don't need to fuck with anything over there, right? Nope. Come here, yeah. That Red Mage's outfit is really cool. Who got the key? Somebody did. Very good. And why not? We'll take that treasure coffer too. A couple of clear prisms. This reminds me of a Gauntlet Dark Legacy level. Maybe you guys ever played that game? The game is fucking awesome. It needs to come back, like an online PC sort of thing. I know Gauntlet Legends was a thing, but it's not the same. Yes, our progress is a little bit limited right now due to these gates being in our way. Alright, next boss. Dotoli Kilok? Silok? Everybody get on the platform before the spikes raise on the edge. There they are. And if you see all these barriers around the room, you can probably guess what's going to happen. If not, You'll see in just a moment. Okay. Did I not get pushed back for some reason? Well, that person did, and they went straight into the spikes. Basically, when he uses on high, don't be standing anywhere except where there's a platform. Not a platform, a barrier. Or you're gonna get pushed into the spikes and it's gonna hurt real bad. And somebody put a tornado right where the barrier is, which is, they're gonna do it again, motherfuckers. I mean, it's not like he's gonna last that long. Wow, that was owie. Damn it, he did it again. Okay, I'm safe. There it is. Oh my god, I wasn't safe. Why? I thought I was safe. Oh well, he's about to die. That didn't go as I thought it would. It's shit. Oh, they forgot that the tornadoes were delayed. Yeah, when they show up over your head, you just kind of have to stand where you want to drop it until it drops. Honest mistake. Not that it really matters all that much. I mean, we didn't die. Okay, this part. We need to kill these war balloons because they will continue to drop reinforcements until we do. Good. Now the other side. I think. No, maybe not. Did we get the airstone? We sure did. Now, who's bothering me? My phone dinged. I always thought this was kind of neat. War balloon coming from this way. That's what I was remembering, right? Kill the balloon. Good. Now you come here. Ah, there's a second one over this way. And I have to pick these guys up. And it's leaving. Damn it, we gotta wait for it to come back now. There it is. It's like, oh, maybe if I come back, it'll be okay. I mean, clearly they were just picking up more people, but now they're dead. Somebody's getting that already. Perfect, perfect. What's this loot? It's nothing good. The last people to bar our way to the final boss. And he actually, he's kind of a preview for the final boss, really. uses some very similar abilities. Here we go. Tozal Watol. I think that's how you'd say that. This guy was in the middle of summoning Garuda when we happened upon his doorstep. And now he's going to make his birds peck at us. Soon he's going to do something else. Once his birds are done pecking at us. Wait for it. Here he goes. What's that say? Oh, he's summoning Garuda. There she is. We cannot hurt Garuda directly. We just have to dodge her attacks. As you can see, it's a much smaller, lesser version of Garuda than the one we fought before. They must not have had enough crystals to do it properly. Garuda will still be here. She does not pop up nearly enough to make much of a difference in this fight. Oh, here she comes again. Ah, good. Somebody's limit breaking. And it's over. I like those bird sounds. And of course our command goes to our lovely healer. And what kind of loot are we looking at? It's shit.
Thank the gods! What happened? So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here? You'd better not have killed the primal without us.
There's a sixth member to them now.
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Oh, somebody else who mistakes Alphino for his sister.
Just what is your game? Leading us the long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you, if you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumul. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we? You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
So the opposite of what happened in Unokalai's world.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void.
Just as I said.
Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say, say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
Well, they didn't kill us. That's a plus. All things considered, we should be grateful that to have survived the encounter. Do you think it could be true that to save their world that they must bring ruin to ours? No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever their reasons, they must be stopped. The sacrifice, the loss, it ends here. I agree. There's always another way. Forgive me, this is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The knights can apprise Sir Lord Edmund of our success, and we, the Lord Commander. More importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. No, I'm going straight back. Alice is our friend too, after all. Ah, Alphino's here. Ah, there you are. Shall we make a report? Yes, let's go ahead and do that. Lucia is here. Let's talk to her real quick. Your deeds have scattered the dark clouds that have long loomed over Ishgard. On my oath, we shall not squander the bright future you've won for us. I have no doubt. It brings me joy to see you safely returned to us, Foxy. What news from Zelfatol? Then we were not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remain behind, Mistress Y'shtola has been tending to Mistress Alice in your absence, and I am pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warrior of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room, but do not worry, her condition is much improved. She's a resilient one, much like her brother. You'll come to find Alice's very tough.
Alice, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. When they told me you had departed for Zelfatol, I found that I could rest. The outcome seemed a mere formality, as did your safe return. Thank you, my friend.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alice. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power. Death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
Zodiark?
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alizé and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father. However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Everyone's getting along and it's great.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
She doesn't want to
Allow
say
me to
anything.
accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
She doesn't want to say that she's seen Orianja talking with Elidibus and the Warrior of Darkness.
But Alizé, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
Oh, Tataru. Also, I'm so glad that Alizé's voice actress either changed entirely or at least changed her voice. Because it wasn't... I hate to be mean, but it wasn't that great at the start of the game. You guys probably barely remember it. Her role was so minor. You know, at least until we got to the Bahamut quest, and that wasn't voice acted, for the most part. To think that the three of us plumbed the depths of the coils and confronted Bahamut himself. Had I not been there, I would struggle to believe it. And that text would not be here had we not gone to the coils. Shortly after we parted ways, I had heard that she had taken to the road on her own, apparently on a journey of self-discovery. Precisely where to, I never learned, though I suspect that was by design. So she enjoyed hearing tales of our exploits, did she? Yeah, I bet she heard about the Braves, too. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Oh, she looks great. Right then, shall we be off? Tataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12 she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember the time at the studium when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered, Sister, please, she was not my... Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? So be it. Another time, perhaps. To be honest, Foxy, I wasn't planning on seeking you out just yet. When I set forth on my journey, I did so with grand ambitions. As you may recall, I promised I would not disappoint you. I pray you'll forgive me if I do. Let's see. We could ask her about the carriage, but let's just give her a warm welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Alizé. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different, more resolute than when last we met. You have the look of a woman who's ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I'm here today because I'd regret it if I weren't. That is all, and that's all you need. Fair enough. Let us depart for the Waking Sands, then, and see if Urianger can be of assistance. I understand why she isn't saying anything. She doesn't want to believe that he could be involved with them somehow. And honestly, who would take Urianger for a traitor anyway? There's always more to these things than meets the eye. Oh right, we're gonna have to fly over there, aren't we? Oh well. It's been some time since we've been back to the Waking Sands, hasn't it? Urianger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alphino, would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. What bringeth thee and thine here this day? The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled effort. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the sources of the beast tribe's crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the warriors of darkness and the Ascians did not have similar designs elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day did I receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Merlthor. O Gamorro stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Crags neareth his return. Mere rumors, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Aye, we must ascertain the truth for the matter ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook, Foxy. Thank you for your counsel, Urianger. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. If I may, brother, Urianger, is there anything else you would like to say? Alice? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add? Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The warriors of darkness spoke of how the Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell of a promising tome, the Garun Oracles. Mayhap you could start there. By thy leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Tense. Drop Dead Shiva. What is this shit? Oh, okay, these are all just, harder versions of summons we've already fought. Who are these people? Arnvald. Now that we need not fear of reprisal, we can focus our efforts on locating the missing scions. It may be that they too are lost to us, but so long as there's hope, we must try. Indeed. Camp Overlook. We haven't been here in a literal age. I mean, before the last time we were out here, I'm pretty sure we were still in the seventh Umbral era. Now we're in the Astral era. And it better be the sulfur. Oh dear. Come, let us speak with Commander... God, these lemons and names. Bloden, whatever, Bluden, and see if there's any truth to these rumors concerning Titan's return. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Seven hells. At this rate, I'll have to appeal to Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever it is, we don't want any. You don't recognize me. Well, fancy that! Just when my kobold problems look like coming to a head, the Scions of the 7th Dawn turn up itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. Alright, let's hear it. What's going on? So our friendly neighbors in Ugamoro have got much more aggressive of late, just like you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for the little bugger, would you? Sure. We just got finished killing an elder dragon, and now we're searching camps for kobolds. Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when first we arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? A kobold in the camp, you say? That would appear to corroborate Urianji's information, yes. But to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan's summoning. And that means finding and questioning this kobold. I doubt we'll get any info out of it. I mean, people who are tempered are completely loyal to their primals. Oh, there's Alisai. One of the scouts said he looked quite small for a kobold. Could be hiding somewhere like this. Probably. I think kobolds are pretty small to begin with. There's Alphino. Surely all this commotion cannot have escaped the kobold's notice. If he has any sense, he'll attempt to quit this place, will he not? Again, the tempered have no sense of self-preservation. Uh-oh. Found him. And there he goes. Under here. Yep, there he is. Stay back! Away! Far! Back! I'm not a... it's no point. There's no use. Pointless, hopeless, no use. Okay. Then he'll be up here. Please, don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, just talk. Well, if you want to talk, don't run. God, why didn't I just grab him? This is a stupid plan. Stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will... Gosh, she found me again! What to do? I come in peace, only to talk. Speak, say, talk. So please do not hurt me. So this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it not? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah, we've got him! Fine work, Scions. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? No, no, no! I came to talk, to ask for help. But when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let us all take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pikmin Gabu of the 620th Order. At least I will be a Pikmin one day. Well met, Gabu. I'm Alphino, and this is my sister Alice. Foxy, the woman who found you, is our friend. And now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, Commander Bluden here thinks that you want to take his crystals, Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not to your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one is going to hurt you, all right? Not while we're here. I promise. The Patriarch, he's... The Patriarch is going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him, fight him, stop him! Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said that if they didn't have iron in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace. And then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Coke for the furnace? I do not want to believe it, but I've heard tales of foci fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12, that is sickening. No one listens to Gabu, no matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too, so please help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Command that Titan's summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to the worst, we will require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free the prisoners. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. Oh boy, history repeating itself. I tried talking to the others, but they wouldn't listen, so even though I was afraid, I came here. Do you know that there are collectors who will pay a fortune for beastmen ritual artifacts? It is perverse. Yeah, and I bet most of them come from Ul'dah. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy, that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. Yeah, let's nip this in the bud if we can. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them, and if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come. Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where those crystals are stored? I know. Oh! Several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we could take them away and hide them. Come, Gabu can lead you to the first cache. Well, I won't trust the average kobold as far as I could throw them. Though, I can throw them quite far, I imagine. But here we are. Pray see to the crystals. Alice and I will stand guard for any errant patrols. That hardly seemed fair. Then again, they had only themselves to blame. Oh, there's a dead kobold here and there. Quickly, quickly! Do you have them all? Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way, this way! Well, so far so good. Much easier since I can fly. God, the caustic sulfur and all that shit. Nasty. What are you waiting for? We stand lookout, you take the crystals. Hey, don't get impatient. If they find us, you'll protect me, won't you? You've been helpful so far, so sure. If I did not know any better, I would say this crate was what? Trapped? Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? Brother! Aye, it's just that... I am quite certain that crate once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Kurthis to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vilbrand by another party, most likely a pawn of the Ascians, as Thancred speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship the Great Father Titan too? Never you mind about that. As Alice said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. This next one is the last, and is very large, very big, very huge, very large. Ishgardian crystals. Someone is making our job a whole lot harder for us. We should pack up the crystals and leave. Now, the kobolds could stumble upon our handiwork at any moment. But they were here! Heaps and heaps of crystals! Gabu said the cache should be here, but unless it is remarkably well hidden... They moved it. God, that music. I mean, it's good music, but it so does not fit what we're doing here. Though you cast about for a time, you see no sign of the crystals. Confound it. What say you, Foxy? Any luck? Nothing, nothing, nothing! But this cannot be! Gabu saw them! Spied, spotted, saw! Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes? The question is, where to, and why? Were they no Gomorrah, where they summoned Titan once before and mean to do so again? It is the only explanation. What about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them! And we will, Gabu, we will. Stay calm, we still have time. You have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other caches empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth is past. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent Titan's summoning. But first, give me your crystals that I might deliver them into Commander Bludin's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. That's a good point. Alphino is right. 'Twould be folly to deliver the kobolds the very thing we sought to deny them. The crystals, Foxy, if you'd be so kind. Here, take them. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bludin on the situation. Pray go on ahead. As I recall, there is an aetherite within the Ugomoro mines that should deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall join you anon. strange. I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of the action. But if this is what you prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way, this way! Alphinaud's grown up a little bit since you last saw him. God, this fucking music. I really like that theme, it's just... it totally does not fit the situation. I hope the Patriarch and my parents are there. Ah, I take it this is the Aetheryte we seek. Right then. As soon as Alphinaud arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic, Foxy. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there. We'll be alright. Quickly, you clods! Briskly, swiftly, quickly! I will not suffer any further delays. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers, here! But how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Oh no. Mother? Father? Coke for the furnace, you monster! How could you? We are but servants of the Lord of Crags. We are his, that he might drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the Overdwellers. No, Alice, not yet. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you've brought suffering on your own kith and kin. You've sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. This resonates a little too hard with Alphinaud. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us, together to build a lasting peace. Another peace to be abandoned at the Overdwellers' convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take, and you take, and you take, and when you've had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last, until you grow hungry again. And when we dare to defend ourselves, you could declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live. That our god drains the land of Aether and brings naught but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands. You'll not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Say something, please. 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 Oh, that's not good. Wake up! 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 That's not the Titan they were expecting. Seven hells. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Alphino, leave him to me. We must away. That's one effective carbuncle. Well, that went rather poorly, didn't it? He's breathing and I don't see any injuries, but I can't seem to wake him. Oh, he's not doing well. By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given what we were likely to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal, just as surely as would the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. If we have one cause for optimism, it is that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual, meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of Ether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Ogamoro, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Foxy, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of Crags once more? Well, you know I will. Thank you, my friend. Alice and I will tend to Gabu. When you finish with the Primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We'll be expecting you. Oh boy. Titan hard mode. Again. I mean, you guys know Titan, right? Ah, but he's got some different dialogue going on there. We are actually level synced to like level 50. They didn't even design a new fight for it. They just said, oh yeah, just go do the one from Realm Reborn. Oh boy. He was summoned entirely by Gabu. All he's worried about are his mother and father. Ow, I'm in a jail. Wake up! Oh dear. Yeah, he's pissed. You get to hear this awesome music at least. And down goes Titan for his third time. Sure, we'll give Hana Sul. Okay, sure. You could have the command. Well, that's not for me, so it can go away. There we go. Ah, here they are. I have no interest in that fate whatsoever. Gabu's still not saying anything. He's awake, but he's not speaking. You're back! Gods, what a relief. Ah, there she is. Did I not tell you she would return safe and sound? The deed is done then? Titan is no more? Good. There's been enough tragedy this day. He's been like that ever since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is most likely certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he's succumbed to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death, like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Yssel's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. Poor Gabu. I know what happened. Gods help me, I was there. But the thought that we might have to... Seven hells, he's just a child. There is naught to be gained from dwelling on any eventuality over what we have no control. Much less one which may never even come to pass. Let us tend to the more immediate matters, informing Commander Bluden of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he'll be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Sure. Well, Gabu's not doing or saying anything. Maybe he's not really tempered. Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters well in hand. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men'll be, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the Maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, like, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. I know you have a lot of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane. Yeah, but tonight's not really a night to celebrate. Not for most of us.
Who goes there? Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas.
No change, then.
night out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. But when Grandfather revealed the whole truth of the calamity to us, I finally understood. And I resolved there and then to continue his legacy in my own way. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger, of you. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
We can speak of Estinian and Ysel. We can speak of Sir Emmerich. Or the Giovannian hinterlands. Let's talk about Estinian and Ysel.
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving.
It was mostly Alphino, really.
The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on. For the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scions' thoughts, and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too-delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw her out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
What are you playing at, Urianger? Only more questions, and no answers. What ho, Foxy? I trust you had a good night's rest? I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Y'shtola via Link Pearl. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Urianger another... Wait, where is Alisaie? She was here a moment ago, with Gabu. Would you be so kind as to look for my sister? She is doubtless somewhere in the camp, but, well, I'm sure you'll find her. I kinda have a knack for this sort of thing. It's almost like there's a big orange circle that I get to follow. Oh look, she's right over here. Gabu. Still not saying anything, huh? Let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I've already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Bluden, something tells me you're not solely here out of the concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there's been no change. He will not speak or eat, not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander, and treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance, until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure that better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, and nor will Maelstrom Command. I'm so sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should never have been made to... And I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, Alice. Thank you. A little bit of him managed to break through. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A 1,000 times over, aye, there will be a reckoning. Well, it sure has been a hell of an episode. We've got Alice back. She's up and walking about and fighting even. Oh, but the Ascian machinations continue to hurt more people. We're going to do all we can to put a stop to that. And we're going to continue our adventure in the next episode. Until then, my name is Foxy Games, and I'll see you next time. Bye.